Welcome to Alexandria in the year 48 BC, one of the most extraordinary moments in ancient history. We stand in the greatest city of the Hellenistic world, a shining metropolis where the fates of Rome and Egypt are about to intertwine in ways that will echo through the centuries. Today, using advanced AI technology, we're transforming ancient texts, archaeological evidence, and scholarly research into vivid reconstructions that bring this vanished world back to life. We'll walk the streets where Cleopatra walked, witness the splendor of the Ptolemaic court, and see how a meeting between a Roman general and an Egyptian queen changed the course of history. At this moment, Alexandria is a city of 500,000 souls, the intellectual capital of the Mediterranean world, home to the greatest library ever assembled. But it's also a city in crisis. Civil war rages between the young pharaoh Ptolemy XIII and his sister wife Cleopatra VII. Roman legions have just arrived, led by Julius Caesar himself. What happens next will be one of history's most famous alliances. The Harbor and Pharos Lighthouse. This is the great harbor of Alexandria, and the sight is breathtaking. The waterfront stretches for miles, lined with marble colonnades and warehouses storing the wealth of 3 continents. Merchant ships from Athens, Carthage, Arabia, and distant India crowd the docks, their holds filled with grain, papyrus, glass, and spices. Watch the dock workers at their daily labor. Bare-chested men form human chains to unload amphorae of wine and oil, chanting rhythmic work songs in Egyptian and Greek. Each amphora weighs perhaps 70 pounds, yet these men move hundreds per day, earning perhaps 2 obols for their back-breaking work. But dominating everything stands the Pharos Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the world. It towers over 400 feet into the sky, built of white limestone that gleams in the sun. Inside, teams of workers trudge up spiral ramps carrying fuel, maintaining the beacon that never goes dark. It's October 48 BC. Egyptian war galleys patrol nervously alongside Roman triremes. Dock workers whisper the news. Pompey the Great has arrived seeking refuge. Within hours, King Ptolemy's advisors will murder him as he steps ashore. When Caesar arrives 3 days later, disgusted by this treachery, the balance of power in Alexandria will shift forever. Today, the Pharos Lighthouse is gone, collapsed in medieval earthquakes. But underwater archaeologists have discovered remnants, statues, columns, and sphinxes resting on the seabed, silent witnesses to Alexandria's ancient glory. The Great Library and Museum. This is the Library of Alexandria, humanity's greatest attempt to gather all knowledge in one place. The complex houses perhaps 700,000 scrolls, collected from every corner of the known world. Ships arriving in harbor are searched, any books found are confiscated, copied, and the copies returned while the originals join the library's collection. Walk through the reading rooms and you'll find scholars bent over papyrus scrolls, their fingers stained with ink. Here, a geometer works on calculating the Earth's circumference. There, an anatomist studies surgical procedures. In another corner, a poet composes verses in the style of Homer. The librarians are perhaps the busiest workers here. They catalog new acquisitions, organize scrolls by subject, repair damaged texts, and help visiting scholars locate specific works. A senior librarian might oversee 20 assistants, all trained in the complex classification system. They begin work at dawn, carefully unrolling fragile papyri, checking for damage from insects or moisture. In 48 BC, the library has become a point of tension. Caesar's arrival with his legions makes everyone nervous. Already there have been skirmishes in the city. Some fear the fighting might spread, might threaten this irreplaceable treasure. In the coming months, parts of the library will be damaged during Caesar's defense of the palace quarter. Today, no trace of the library building remains. Modern Alexandria has built a striking new Bibliotheca Alexandrina near the ancient site, a conscious attempt to revive the spirit of that lost wonder. The marketplace and daily life. This is the Emporion, Alexandria's central marketplace. Here, the products of 3 continents change hands. Merchants from Rome display bronzeware and metalwork. Traders from Judea sell dates and balsam. Arabs offer frankincense and myrrh. Indians present pepper, cinnamon, and precious gems. The sensory experience is overwhelming. The air is thick with scents, coriander and cumin from spice merchants, the sweet smell of Egyptian beer, the tang of fermented fish sauce. The the perfume of roses being distilled for expensive unguents. The noise is constant. Merchants shouting in a dozen languages, the bleating of goats, the ring of copper as money changers test coins. The money changers are particularly busy in this international city. They sit behind tables covered with coins from every nation: Roman denarii, Athenian drachmas, Ptolemaic tetradrachms. Each coin must be weighed, tested for silver content, and exchanged at the correct rate. These changers perform complex arithmetic in their heads, earning their living from small percentage fees. In the workshops behind the market, craftsmen practice their trades. Glassmakers blow molten glass into delicate vessels. Alexandria is famous for its glasswork. Papyrus makers pound and press reed strips into writing material for export. Perfumers blend oils and essences, creating luxury scents for wealthy Alexandrians. The food vendors do brisk business. Workers pause for quick meals, flatbread spread with bean paste, grilled fish fresh from the harbor, dates and figs, cups of rough wine mixed with water. These simple foods sustain the laborers, craftsmen, and shopkeepers who make Alexandria function. A scholar's house. This is the home of Demetrius, a mathematician affiliated with the museum. The house is modest but comfortable. 2 stories surrounding a central courtyard with a small garden and fountain. The walls are painted with geometric patterns in red and yellow. Demetrius begins his day before dawn. A slave brings water for washing and a simple breakfast: bread, soft cheese, olives, and diluted wine. He walks to the museum to begin his research, spending mornings in the library consulting texts on geometry. His lunch is taken in the museum's common dining hall, where he debates ideas with colleagues. His wife Thais manages the household, overseeing 4 slaves, visiting the market for fresh fish and vegetables, and spending afternoons reading poetry and practicing her lyre. Their 2 children study with a private tutor, learning reading, writing, arithmetic, and recitation of Homer. The afternoon brings leisure. The family dines in the courtyard as the heat fades. Lentil stew, baked fish seasoned with coriander, boiled vegetables, and fresh bread. As night falls, Demetrius reviews his notes while Thais works at her loom. This is a comfortable life, secure and intellectually rich. Yet even this household feels the tension. Conversation turns to politics. Will Caesar support Ptolemy or Cleopatra? What will happen to Alexandria's independence? The Egyptian Quarter. This is the Rhodotis district, the Egyptian Quarter, where native Egyptians live, the artisans, laborers, and farmers who make up the majority of Alexandria's population, but have little power in the Greek-dominated city. Meet Nefertiti, a weaver who works in her family's workshop. She rises with the sun, says prayers before a household shrine, then settles at her vertical loom. Her fingers pass the shuttle through warp threads with incredible speed, weaving linen for sale in the market. Her mother works beside her, and her younger sister prepares thread. The work is repetitive, but requires concentration. Nefertiti will spend perhaps 10 hours at the loom today. Her father and brother work as masons. The family's combined income keeps them fed and housed, but there's little left over. They eat simply: bread, onions, beer, occasionally fish or duck when they can afford it. Yet there's community here. Neighbors help each other, celebrating festivals together. The local temple serves as a social center. The evening brings relief. Families gather on rooftops to catch the breeze. Children play in narrow streets. Someone plays a flute, and others sing old songs in Egyptian. The meeting that changed history. It's late October 48 BC. Caesar occupies the palace quarter with his small force, nervously surrounded by a hostile city. Young Ptolemy and his advisors plot to remove this Roman intruder, and Cleopatra, exiled in the eastern desert, makes a desperate decision. She must speak with Caesar directly, but the harbor is watched, the palace gates guarded by her brother's soldiers. The solution is bold and theatrical. She has herself rolled up in a carpet and smuggled into the palace. When the carpet is unrolled before Caesar, out steps Cleopatra. The meeting is private, but we can imagine the scene. Caesar, 52 years old, brilliant and ruthless. Cleopatra, 21, intelligent and educated, speaking perfect Greek and fluent Latin, desperate to reclaim her throne. 2 ambitious rulers, each needing what the other can provide. They talk through the night. Cleopatra makes her case. She is the legitimate ruler. Egypt needs stable leadership. Caesar calculates. He needs Egypt's wealth to finance his civil war, grain to feed Rome, and a reliable ally on the throne. By morning, Caesar announces he will support Cleopatra's claim. The palace erupts in chaos. Within days, fighting will break out in Alexandria. The conflict will drag on for months, but the alliance between Caesar and Cleopatra will hold.
Together, they will defeat Ptolemy's forces. Cleopatra will be secure on Egypt's throne, with Rome's mightiest general as her ally, and soon, her lover. This alliance will shape the next 2 decades of history, leading to Caesar's triumphs and eventual assassination, and ultimately to the transformation of the Roman Republic into an empire. Conclusion. Our journey through Alexandria in 48 BC has revealed a city at a crossroads. This was the intellectual capital of the ancient world, where the library preserved human knowledge and scholars advanced civilization. It was a commercial powerhouse where goods from 3 continents changed hands daily. It was a place of stunning architectural marvels, from the towering lighthouse to the magnificent palaces. The alliance between Caesar and Cleopatra began the process that would eventually make Egypt a Roman province and set in motion the events that would transform the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. It showed that a woman could wield power on the ancient world stage through intelligence, courage, and political acumen. Ancient Alexandria is lost to us now. The palaces are underwater, the library gone, the lighthouse fallen. But its influence endures. In the texts preserved by those ancient scholars, in the scientific knowledge they developed, in the very idea that a city could be a cosmopolitan meeting place for all the world's peoples and ideas. If you enjoyed this journey through ancient Alexandria, please comment below what city and era you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the past.